Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going on a totally magical journey to discover exactly how water travels between the Earth and the sky. It's this non-stop, completely incredible adventure that's happening all around us, literally every single day.
Think about the last time you jumped in a massive puddle, or maybe caught a snowflake on your tongue, or heard ice just clattering against your window. Did you know that rain, snow, and even solid hail all start their journey way, way up in the sky? It's kind of like a giant mystery, right? The endless water cycle. And today, we're going to solve it together.
Okay, so let's dive right in. Our story starts at our first big meeting place. Scientists call this the hydrosphere. Now, hydrosphere is really just a big, fancy word for every single drop of water on our entire planet. We're talking the super deep oceans, the salty seas, winding rivers, calm little lakes, solid ice, and even the groundwater that's hidden way down deep in the dirt. It actually even includes the water inside living things, so plants, animals, and even you.
But here's the thing, the hydrosphere doesn't work alone. It has a best friend, and its name is the atmosphere. You can kind of think of the atmosphere as a giant, cozy blanket of air that wraps all the way around planet Earth. And this layer of air is absolutely crucial because it's exactly where water vapor moves around, cools down, and transforms into those beautiful, fluffy clouds we always see floating above us.
So to travel from the Earth up to the sky and back down again, water goes on this never-ending road trip. And this trip has three major pit stops. Number 1 is evaporation, number 2 is condensation, and number 3 is precipitation. Let's zoom in and see exactly how these steps actually work.
All right, step 1, evaporation. Think of the sun as this giant, super powerful engine up in the sky. It shines down and heats up the water in our oceans, lakes, and rivers. And when that water gets warm, it pulls off a magic trick. It turns completely invisible. It literally turns into a gas called water vapor, and it just floats right up into the air. Now just imagine floating high, high up into the sky with all that invisible vapor. As you get higher, the air gets so much colder. And because it's so freezing up there, that invisible water vapor starts to cool down. It actually changes back into millions of tiny little drops of water or even tiny ice crystals. They all huddle together to stay warm, and when they join up, boom, they create the big, wonderful clouds we see in the sky. And get this, even though they look as light as cotton candy, a single fluffy cloud can actually weigh as much as 100 elephants. This amazing step right here, that's called condensation.
But, those clouds can't just float up there forever. All those little drops of water and ice crystals just keep bumping into each other and joining together. They get larger and heavier and larger and heavier until finally they get so incredibly heavy that the air just can't hold them up anymore, and whoosh, they fall all the way back down to Earth. This action-packed third step, that's what we call precipitation.
And water can wear some pretty amazing disguises when it falls back to Earth. It definitely doesn't always look the same. We've got 5 awesome forms it can take. First up is rain, which is just regular liquid water. Then there's snow, which is made of beautiful ice crystals. Next is sleet, and that's basically snowflakes that melt in warm air but then refreeze right before hitting the ground. Then we've got hail, which are these wild layers of solid ice balls made in huge thunderstorms. And finally, freezing rain, which is super cold water that literally freezes the exact second it touches the ground. How cool is that?
Now, the 2 types of precipitation you probably know the best are rain and snow. But how does the sky actually decide which one to make? Well, it's all about the temperature. If the air is warm, meaning the temperature is above 0 degrees Celsius, the water drops stay liquid and just fall as regular rain. But if the air is freezing cold, so below 0 degrees Celsius, the water vapor turns into those delicate ice crystals and we get beautiful snow. So who is really in charge of the weather here? There are 4 main ingredients that control how and when precipitation happens. We just talked about the first one, air temperature. The second is the amount of moisture. Put simply, more water vapor in the air means more precipitation can fall. Third is air movement, or wind, which cools the air and helps form those clouds. And fourth is the relief of the land, things like big, tall mountains. Mountains actually force the moving air to rise way up. They act like a giant ramp, which brings way more precipitation to their slopes. So you might be wondering, why does all this matter? Well, without precipitation, our planet would be completely 100% dry. This falling water is Earth's way of providing fresh, clean water so all living things can survive. It refills our rivers, our lakes, and that hidden groundwater. It moistens the dirt so trees, crops, and beautiful flowers can actually grow. And it keeps our whole climate and weather perfectly balanced. We absolutely need it.
And this brings our whole beautiful story together. See, water never ever stops moving. It evaporates up into the atmosphere, it condenses into clouds, and then it falls as precipitation right back into the hydrosphere. It flows into rivers, sinks into the ground, makes its way to the ocean, and then the sun heats it right back up to start the whole amazing adventure all over again. This endless, perfectly connected movement is what we call the water cycle.
What an incredible journey, right? But before we go, it's time for a super fun pop quiz just to see how much of this magic you remember. Okay, number 1, what is evaporation? Number 2, how do clouds form? Number 3, can you name at least 3 different types of precipitation? And number 4, why is precipitation so important for our planet? Think about those answers and maybe share them with a friend or your teacher. Thanks so much for exploring with me today. Oh, and before you go, think about this. Because the water cycle never stops, the next glass of water you drink might contain the exact same drops that a T-Rex drank millions of years ago. Keep looking up at those clouds, guys, and always stay curious.